Projective Geometry, Volume 1, by Oswald Veblen and John Wesley Young. Chapter 2, Projection Section Perspectivity, Elementary Configurations. Section 14, The Complete Endpoint, etc. Definition: a complete endpoint in space, or a complete space endpoint, is the figure formed by endpoints, no four of which lie in the same plane, together with the n times n minus 1 divided by 2 lines joining every pair of the points, and the n times n minus 1 times n minus 2 divided by 6 planes joining every set of 3 of the points. The points, lines, and planes of the figure are called the vertices, edges, and faces respectively of the complete endpoint. The simplest complete endpoint in space is the complete space 4-point. It consists of 4 vertices, 6 edges, and 4 faces, and is called a tetrahedron. It is a self-dual figure. Exercise: define the complete end-plane in space by dualizing the last definition. The planes, lines, and points of the complete end-plane are also called the faces, edges, and vertices of the end-plane. Definition: a complete endpoint in a plane, or a complete plane endpoint, is the figure formed by endpoints of a plane, no 3 of which are collinear, together with the n times n minus 1 divided by 2 lines joining every pair of the points. The points are called the vertices, and the lines are called the sides of the endpoint. The plane dual of a complete plane endpoint is called a complete plane end line. It has n sides and n times n minus 1 divided by 2 vertices. The simplest complete plane endpoint consists of 3 vertices and 3 sides and is called a triangle. Definition: a simple space endpoint is a set of endpoints P1, P2, P3, Pn, taken in a certain order in which no 4 consecutive points are coplanar, together with the n lines P1, P2, P2, P3, Pn, P1, joining successive points, and the n planes P1, P2, P3, Pn, P1, P2, determined by successive lines. The points, lines, and planes are called the vertices, edges, and faces, respectively, of the figure. The space dual of a simple space endpoint is a simple space endplane. Definition: a simple plane endpoint is a set of endpoints P1, P2, P3, Pn of a plane taken in a certain order in which no 3 consecutive points are collinear, together with the n lines P1, P2, P2, P3, Pn, P1 joining successive points. The points and lines are called the vertices and sides respectively of the figure. The plane dual of a simple plane endpoint is called a simple plane end line. Evidently, the simple space endpoint and the simple space endplane are identical figures, as likewise the simple plane endpoint and the simple plane end line. 2 sides of a simple end line which meet in one of its vertices are adjacent. 2 vertices are adjacent if in the dual relation. 2 vertices of a simple endpoint, P1, P2, Pn, and even, are opposite if in the order P1, P2, Pn, as many vertices follow one and precede the other as precede the one and follow the other. If n is odd, a vertex and a side are opposite if, in the order P1, P2, Pn, as many vertices follow the side and precede the vertex as follow the vertex and precede the side. The space duals of the complete plane endpoint and the complete plane end line are the complete end plane on a point and the complete end line on a point, respectively. They are the projections from a point of the plane end line and the plane end point, respectively. Projective Geometry, Volume 1. This book was written by Oswald Veblen and John Wesley Young. It was published by Blaisdell Publishing Company, London, 1910, and is now in the public domain. It is read by Jim Renholt with programming and illustration by Jim Renhold, 2019. Thank you for listening.